I've come here today to announce my candidacy for the Democratic nomination for President of the United States.
I've received several comments asking for a video on what would happen if Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who I'm just going to call RFK, ran as an independent versus Trump and Biden. And I am a man of the people, so let's discuss what would happen. I'll be clear from the start, an independent RFK campaign wouldn't have the same impact as an independent Trump campaign, but we do have some Democratic primary polls, and I'm a little bit surprised by how much support RFK is getting. Earlier this month, a poll by YouGov had Biden leading RFK 67-10. A Rasmussen poll, not the most reliable pollster in my opinion, had Biden leading Kennedy 62-19, and Emerson had Biden leading RFK 70-21. All this is to say that right now, RFK isn't a complete non-factor. But I do struggle to see what part of Biden's support RFK is going to appeal to. These days, he's most well known for being an anti-vax conspiracy theorist who said Anne Frank, hiding in an attic from Nazis, had it better than Americans faced with vaccine mandates. Yikes. But in 2009, he was considered for Obama's EPA administrator. Maybe his environmental and anti-war semi-credentials could win him some votes. Let's head to the map and break things down. I'm going to start by giving Trump all the states he won in 2020: Alaska, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, both Dakotas, all of Nebraska except for Congressional District 2, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, and Maine's 2nd Congressional District, bringing Trump to 235 off the bat, which isn't bad. Let's start with this. RFK is bi-coastal, living in California and Massachusetts. We saw Gary Johnson, New Mexico's former governor, pulled in a decent percentage of the vote in his home state in the 2016 presidential election. Unfortunately for RFK and fortunately for Joe Biden, both California and Massachusetts are safe states for Joe Biden. And I really think any state where Biden won 55% of the total vote, or where he won by double digits in 2020, are safe for him in 2024. Third-party candidates haven't cumulatively exceeded 10% of the total popular vote in an election since 1996 when Ross Perot ran. The states we're giving to Biden include Washington, Oregon, Colorado, New Mexico, Hawaii, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Maryland, Vermont, Delaware, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. I also think Biden and the Democrats comfortably win in Minnesota as well, even though he only won the state by 7% in 2020. That brings Joe Biden to 218 electoral votes. But as we all know, RFK wouldn't need to do particularly well nationally to swing the outcome of this election. A couple percentage points could be the difference. So let's play out a couple scenarios. Let's say hypothetically the margins in these remaining states are exactly the same as they were in 2020, but RFK steals 1% from Joe Biden. If that were to happen, Trump would then take Wisconsin, Georgia, and Arizona, bringing him to 272 electoral votes, which would be enough to win the election. If we bump that up to 1.5%, Trump picks up Pennsylvania as well. But for now, let's wipe those states off the board, as I really don't think that's what's going to happen. If you've watched this channel for a while, you know that incumbents have a huge advantage in elections. Even if RFK were to run an independent campaign, Biden should win New Hampshire, Maine's at-large, and Maine's 1st Congressional District, bringing him to 225 electoral votes. And right now, 2024 statewide polls, which admittedly aren't worth much, has Biden the favorite in Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, which would bring Joe Biden to 275 electoral votes. But the truth is that all of these states really are toss-ups. Overall, I'd give the edge to Joe Biden as the incumbent, even if RFK were to run an independent campaign. I really don't believe RFK has any sort of broad appeal to Biden voters. The liberal and independent votes he wins, should he run a third-party campaign, will almost exclusively be people who were never going to vote for Joe Biden or Donald Trump in the first place. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments section down below. This video was inspired by your comments, so keep them coming. And if you've made it this far, a sub to the channel would be much appreciated. And check out my next video to learn what would happen if Trump ran as an independent.